Should the Miami Heat make a move for Bennedict Mathurin? Because when you look at what the Heat's roster still needs, they need a lot of things actually, because we have 3 roster spots left. But what the Miami Heat needs, Mathurin can help us do. So Miami needs more backcourt backcourt depth, and they need another player who could put the ball on the floor. They need a guy who can create his own shot and someone who can give them scoring when the offense gets stagnant. We need someone who can get to the free throw line. And Mathurin can do all of those things for the Miami Heat. So today I want to talk about why I think the Miami Heat should at least explore a sign and trade for Mathurin and talk about what it could potentially cost and whether or not it actually makes sense to put him next to Bam and Adebayo or Giannis, or if he's willing to come off the bench, that would probably be the best fit. But before we get into that, welcome back to the Team to Beat podcast. If you're new to the channel, I'm a Miami Heat writer for Sports Illustrated's On SI, and I also contribute to the 5 Reasons Sports Network. So make sure you subscribe if you enjoy Miami Heat content, because there's a lot the Miami Heat still need to figure out this offseason. As, again, we have 2 roster spots we need to fill before the start of the season. We have 12 players. We need to get to 14. So Bennedict Mathurin, is an interesting player. He's still young. He's the former number 6 overall pick in his draft. He's been productive basically from the moment he's entered the NBA, and he's averaged 16.2 points per game in his career. I think his career high was like 17.5 points per game one season. And the biggest thing that stands out with him is his ability to score the basketball. He's athletic. He's aggressive. He's someone who can attack the basket, good transition offensive player. And one thing I really like about his game is his ability to get to the free throw line. And that's something the Miami Heat have struggled to do in years past. That's going to all change now that we have Giannis. Obviously, he does not struggle to get to the free throw line, but that's something the Miami Heat can use. And he's not just someone who's going to stand in the corner waiting for someone else to create a shot for him. He is someone who can actually put the ball on the floor. He can attack a defense. He can break down a defense. He has good handles. That's someone we need. We need someone who can handle the ball, someone who can create, and someone who can create his own shot specifically. We'll get to his weaknesses, obviously, and issues and fit later, but it's important because when you look at this Heat roster, I still think they need another legitimate shot creator. And obviously, Giannis is going to have the ball a lot in his hands. Bam is going to need to have the ball in his hands offensively as well. But over the course of an 82-game season where there's going to be injuries and you need guards, you need wings, and you can basically create something with him and create opportunities for him because it's a long season. So he gives you another guy who can score the ball, and that's exactly what the Miami Heat need. Defense, we're going to be fine. Defense, we're going to be one of the best defensive starting lineups in the NBA. But there are concerns, like I said. I'm not going to sit here and pretend Mathurin is a perfect player. There's a reason why we're having this conversation, and there's a reason why he hasn't signed yet with the Clippers. There's been questions about his play style throughout his career. At times, he can get tunnel vision, and the ball can stick in his hands, and he's not going to have the ball a lot in his hands. He's going to have to buy into a system. He's going to have to buy into a role. He's going to have to try to play for a contender, and he isn't necessarily a natural playmaker. Again, for other people, there's been issues where he's able to get to the rack, he's able to get to the line, but sometimes he just makes questionable decisions or he misses out on passing to his teammates who are wide open after they're double teaming or hedging. So right now the question is about whether his individual production is worth it, or if his individual production and scoring can translate to winning basketball on a winning team. So you can make the argument that Indiana eventually became frustrated with some of those things. And now after being traded to the Clippers, he's a restricted free agent, but the Clippers haven't signed him yet. So his future is once again open to interpretation. So I don't know if he is going to be available or not. But it is a major question, though. Like, his defense is something else we need to talk about as well. He's not the best defender. He's capable. I mean, he's got good size at 6'5", 6'6". He has a good wingspan. He's super strong, athletic, like I mentioned, but he's not the most consistent defender. But still, again, we have defenders. We need scoring. We need playmakers. He's not the best playmaker. That's the issue. But we do need shot creators. We need scorers. So he does fit that mold. That's where it becomes interesting to me, because if there is an organization that should be able to help improve talented young players, clean up some of those bad habits, and put them into a more defined role, that's the Miami Heat. Erik Spoelstra is one of the best coaches in the NBA. And like, Spoelstra isn't going to just give Mathurin the ball. He has to earn it. And he's going to have to buy into our system. So there's going to be structure. There's going to be accountability with the Miami Heat. There's going to be a lot of pressure. And I don't know if Mathurin is built for it necessarily, but Miami doesn't need him to be a franchise player or someone who's going to have the like high usage again and shooting at a high volume. They don't need him to be even their second or third best player. Like, can you be our fourth, fifth, sixth best player? They just need you to score. Like, ideally, it's probably like having him come off the bench probably makes the most sense because Mathurin is a very good scorer, but do we want him in the starting lineup because he's not a great 3-point shooter? He shot 33% in his career so far, and he's super young. But last season, he shot really bad. I think he shot like in the 20s. So I don't know if we want to start him. Probably want to start Tim Hardaway Jr. right now or Klay Thompson if we get him. And like, there's no guarantee we'll get Klay, obviously, but if we get Klay, I mean, he could still be a good fallback, like another option as well that comes off the bench. And we do need some young guys on this roster, and so he is very talented. And with his projected contract value at somewhere around 15 million per year and having to do something like 3 years at 45 million, 50 million, that's basically what Nico's making. So if I'm Miami, Nikola Jovic is somebody I would be willing to discuss in that type of deal as long as you don't have to give any trade capital. I know Jovic had a terrible year, and I have faith that he could bounce back, and I like Jovic, and he gives us size off of the bench, but we do have another roster spot where we can add another big if we need. And Nico's 23 years old also, and could be something that the Clippers could use as well as like a point forward type of guy. So if you can turn Jovic into Mathurin, because they're going to be making the same contract basically, I think that's fair. I think that's a good deal. That's a good framework, perhaps, as long as we don't have to give any capital. But the thing right here is just like the fit. Like, we have Giannis, we have Bam, we have Wiggins. Like, does he fit? Like, he doesn't shoot the three ball well, but again, I think you just need to try to add the most talented player possible, and he's one of the most talented players that are still available through free agency. Technically, I mean, they could match any offer that the Heat make, but I think a sign and trade probably makes the most sense, and I think it's something the Miami Heat should call them about to see if that's something they're worth doing, because again, Mathurin's 23, 24 years old. He's still super young. It could be a gamble. It could be a risk, but it might be a risk worth taking because we do need scoring next to Giannis, next to Bam, next to Wiggins, and next to Davion.